Hello, my name is Jungmin Chun, and I passed the AICP exam at the age of 17. I am currently majoring finance in university. I wanted to be an investment banker working in firms like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley, and I thought accounting was the fundamentals. I listened to various sample lectures with my father, and I found Ipäsko리a's lecturers, resources, and the assistants to be the best of the best, like the cream of the crop. I prepared for this exam for about 18 months, but I think I properly started studying about like 12 months in. So I think on average I studied for about 10 hours a day, but after I reserved the day of the exam, I then proceeded to study for about 18 hours a day. And I think I woke up at about 6:30 and I slept at 10:30. But again, after I reserved the day, I then proceeded to wake up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning and sleep at about 11:15 at night. At home, the nearest library from where I was residing in was about 30 minutes away, and I thought the time commuting back and forth, so about an hour, was being wasted. So I just pulled the curtains down, shut the doors, I turned my phone off. The main reason why I picked 이패스코리아 was because of the lecturers. Mr. 권호선 선생님 was one of the greatest lecturers I've ever listened to in my life, and he made sure that the students, so me and maybe you, are never bored with the lectures. Like, he would throw in work experiences that he had and a few comedic skits from now and then. And not only is he a great lecturer, he's also a comedian at the same time. For Mr. 김용석 선생님, who I listened to for BE&C and financial accounting, he has the greatest book out of like possibly all other lecturers, in my opinion. Like, the lectures, I mean, the books are very pretty. The UIs, the coloring, the lettering, the examples that he gives and everything. And he's also a very well-spoken man, a brilliant lecturer. And one other teacher that I have to mention is Mr. 공영찬 선생님. He was the lecturer for BE&C and business law for regulation. And I loved him because I loved his voice, I loved his persona, his personality, and his handwriting was also very, very clean. For audit, do what Professor Kwon tells you to do, because key to memorization is, from my perspective, repetition and a bit of understanding. So when you actually go through the 670 pages of the audit book, you'll think to yourself, man, how am I gonna go through everything in this book? But I found myself actually linking everything to the questions on the test date, because I was so familiar with it. And also a very, very material tip that I have, that I personally utilize myself, is when you are solving questions on the Becker textbook and you get a question wrong, and you, for example, let's say you circle it, you should try to link that wrong answer to the text on the topic, because they did a brilliant job with the chapters, so you can actually link it directly to the textbook itself. So when I've made my 오답 노트, I would circle the wrong answer, and then I'll take a photo on that respective chapter, so I could not only cycle through the chapter and look through everything that I had problems with, I can make a brilliant 오답노트 by revising, getting the answer correct, and making sure that I can go through it before let's say I go to sleep, which is also something I did. Before I went to sleep, I'll just go through the 오답노트 and I'll look at the photo that I took and the wrong answer, and I'll go, oh wait, this is the solution to something that I got wrong. So that is incredible tip that I think you must utilize. BE&C is interesting in that there is a special compartment in the exam called written communication. And from what I've seen, native English speakers don't really seem to struggle with it. In fact, I looked through the pass rates, the Aicpa website, and BE&C actually has the highest pass rates, I think, at 63% compared to 44% for financial accounting. And I think that's because, when Americans take the test, English is their, mother tongue. That's the language that they grew up with. So with written communication, they just get an easy 15 points because they don't have a problem with writing things that, they tend to know. So with Korean people or with foreigners who aren't comfortable with English, you have to memorize a lot. And also another great tip is go on Becker and actually look through the written communication examples that they have provided. And they have like a 20-30 page lines of a letter that you should write. That is like the sample, the base of what you should be writing. BE&C is very different to other topics like, let's say, audit, in that there are so many subtopics in one topic. For example, like with economics, there's IT, there's financial management, there's managerial accounting. There are like 4 or 5 topics in one topic, and you have to cycle through every single one because you don't know which one's going to come out on the exam. And for this one, you just have to go through it. You have to solve a lot of questions, and you have to read the book because the lecturers here provide brilliant resources along with backup questions. And if you do what they tell you to do, then I don't think you'll have difficulties passing the exam. And again, with financial accounting, just do what the lecturers tell you to do. Ipeskoria, they prepare every material for you with the lecturers, with the books, and with backup questions. And when you just do what they tell you to do, the lecturers, like Mr. Kim Yong-sun 선생님, I listen to him for advanced and non-for-profit and governmental, and I listen to Mr. Kwon 선생님 for intermediate. And they will tell you, what you should be doing. They say, well, you should read through the book and make sure you go through the questions. And that's what they tell you to do, because backup questions also are pretty effortless. It's perfect almost, along with the Ipeskoриa's resources that you will receive. And just a side tip that I have is you should try utilizing Excel. That is also provided on the exam as well, and something I have personally used. Because when you use calculators on the exam, it's like, it's just way too shambolic. There's a lot going on. But with Excel, you can just conveniently solve the questions and calculate them. And then you can just get the answers straight away from Excel using the functions or maybe in the calculations themselves. And solve every question on Becker and just go through every example that is provided on the book for Ipeskoria and solve every Becker questions. For regulation, it is crucial that you understand the different basis and the different taxing rules with properties and entities, like with S corporations, C corps, and partnerships. But with regulation, the fortunate thing is that you can get an A4 paper and just write down each characteristics of an entity and just get all the material differences and try to utilize that A4 paper to the best of your qualities. I found that it was very, very helpful because, again, it is very material, the entities and the basis. But again, just do what the lecturers tell you to do. They say, I think Mr. Kim Yong-su 선생님, the teacher that I listened to, he said to go through the book at least like 5-6 times, and it's true. you have to go through the book 5-6 times. Make sure you repeat everything, and again with entities. Get an A4 paper and write down all the different entities. And again, just get everything important out of it and just write it down and make sure you wholeheartedly understand everything that you can to it. I loved listening and playing music, so I would play a few piano pieces that I enjoyed playing and a few piano pieces that I loved listening to. And that helped a lot. Like when you're tired and when you just want to quit everything and you just listen to that one piece, I would just go back to what I was doing. And also, I don't know, just eat good food, I guess. Eat good food. Just do what makes you happy. And that's not something I can mentor you guys, because you guys will know what makes you happy. I took my test in Seoul, the Prometric Center in Seoul, unfortunately due to COVID, and fortunately due to COVID. And again, as convenient as it was, reserving a seat was extremely hard, like, which probably did elongate on me passing the exam. So it's, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure it is hard to reserve a seat, but I personally just went on the Prometric website every day and made sure that if the seats were open, that I was going to reserve it. And also, before you actually start taking the exam, you have to take off everything that you are currently, not everything, but coats, rings you have to take off, earrings, necklaces, and your baggages are all going to be stored in that kind of like a shelf they provide you. So again, the coats and the kind of like the windbreakers, parkas are all going to be taken off. So make sure that you wear the comfortable clothes that is mandated, because you cannot wear anything on the outside. And also, a very, very important thing as well, make sure that you print your NTS right after you get it, because there were times where NASBA's website would just get shut down, and I think it was like a 408 like error page, and you cannot access the NTS. So even if you cannot get that thing printed straight away, just save it or download it, so when you can, before it shuts down, or when it does shut down, you can just access that and print that straight away. I want to become an investment banker working in firms like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, or Morgan Stanley. Or I want to go to law school and study corporate law or M&A. 저는 회계에 대해 아무것도 모른 어린 나이에 시작을 했어요. 진짜 이 시험을 공부를 하면서 포기하고 싶은 날도 너무 많았고, 이게 될까라는 생각도 너무 많았지만, 한 테스트마다 합격할 때마다 이 시험은 가능하구나, 나는 파스를 할 수 있구나 라는 믿음이 하나씩 생기게 했어요. 말했듯이 강사님들이 말하는 거랑 문제랑 많이 풀고 책을 잘 보면 좋은 결과가 꼭 있을 거예요. I wish everybody the best.